Hello class R, I'm back outside in my garden in this beautiful weather to read you my next story, and it's quite literally the coolest book I've ever seen. It's like magic or x-ray vision, and you'll soon see what I mean. But it's called Secrets of a Vegetable Garden. I thought what better place to read it than next to my tiny little vegetable patch. So after the story, I'll give you a quick look around my garden to show you what I'm trying to grow. But I'm going to show you this first. And I'm going to read the first page. It says, a vegetable garden grows under the sun. If you look closely between the stalks and beneath the leaves and in the soil, you'll spot lots of animals and plants living there. It says shine a torch behind the page or hold it up to the light to reveal what's hidden around the vegetable garden to discover a small world of great surprises. So, using the light behind me, I'm going to read you the page and then I'm going to slowly move my shadow out the way and you'll be able to see things in the pictures. You'll get what I mean soon, but it's so cool. Right. It says, the seed of a tomato plant has been sown in the soil in a pot. So that means it's been planted, it's been put in, ready to grow. When it has grown into a seedling, it will be planted outside. What three things does the seed need to grow? Have a little think. Do you know? Right, I'm going to hold this up now, and then if I move my shadow out the way, you'll start to see it needs water out the watering can. Can you see the droplets? It's got the seeds at the bottom, and the sun is shining. It says, splish, splash, splosh. The seeds need water, warmth, and soil to grow. So if I show you this back, can you see the water coming out of the watering can? It's cool, isn't it? Right, the next one says, birds who eat seeds planted in the garden take to the air. Why are they flying away? So squawk. What could possibly make the birds scared and fly away? Are you ready? I'll move my shadow out of the way. Can you see what's behind the wheat? Look very carefully over here. It says a scarecrow stands tall in the garden. It looks like a person, which scares the birds away from the seeds, stops them eating them. I think I might need some sort of scarecrow. Something definitely eating my plants. It says, the tomato plant's roots grow strong under the soil. Which creatures are in the soil? Does it mean there's a little clue just here? But you ready? Look carefully who you can see underground. It says worms break down leaves and pieces of dead plants. And it makes food for the plants. Wiggle, wiggle. Right then. Rabbits like to eat weeds that grow in the garden. The gardener pulls the weeds out because the vegetables want space to grow, not the weeds. Can you see the gardener's tools in the shed? Right. Get my shadow in the way. Look carefully. What tools can you see in the shed? It says creak. The gardener keeps tools in the shed. There's a spade for digging, a trowel for planting, and a watering can for watering, and a rake for smoothing the soil. New leaves on the tomato plant reach up towards the sun. Who is sheltering under the leaves? This is a good time for a prediction. What do you think we're going to find underneath the leaves? You can see one already. It says, two ladybirds have flown to the green leaves. They are spotty beetles with wings. Silken threads catch the light. Who could have made these webs? I think we can predict that without seeing, but you ready? A spider pulls silk from inside her body to weave the web. The silk is stretchy and sticky and strong and capture insects for a dinner. The pitter-patter of rain falls on the soil and the plants, helping them to grow. Which animals feed in the rain? What animals do you think are going to like the rain, as you might find in your garden? There's lots here. Are you ready? The snails and the slugs have come out into the rain and they eat the leafy vegetables. Good news for Norman the slug, and not good news for gardeners. Gardeners do not like animals eating their vegetables. They can protect the plants with special sprays or nets. What's inside this clutch? Right, this is a big one. It's a lettuce. The gardener has covered it to protect it from the slugs and the snails. Can you see that sneaky slug? Snail, sorry, it's right up on top. It can't get inside, which means it's going to carry on growing. Good news for the gardener. Small insects called aphids like to eat the juicy leaves. I think I can show you some of those in my garden. But another animal likes to eat the aphids. Can you see what it is? So whatever animal this one is, eats those sneaky little bugs. So perhaps I need more of these in my garden. It's a bird. It says birds like this thrush peck the insects off the plants. Very handy. I need some more of those. The tomato plant has grown flowers. Bees carry pollen from the flowers to another. This helps the tomatoes to grow. Where is the pollen? Ta-da! The bumblebee picks up sticky pollen with its furry body and it visits the sweet-smelling flowers to sip nectar. Can you see him inside? This plant is growing tall. Its tendrils twist around the canes. That's these bits here, look. What is growing in the pods? What do you think grows inside a pod? Have a guess. Can you cover it up? It's bees. You see the tiny little circles inside? Right. It says green tomatoes are growing where the flowers once were. Can you see any other vegetables? This is clever. So I couldn't see any above the ground, but take a good look underground. What can you see? It says potatoes and carrots grow under the ground. Pumpkins and courgettes grow above the soil. Who is nibbling a pumpkin leaf? What do you think? I'm going to cover it. It's a mouse. What does it say? It's snacking on a tasty leaf. Small animals find plenty to eat in a vegetable garden. The vegetables are being harvested, so they're being collected. Can you see which vegetables are in the wheelbarrow? Now, which ones have we already seen in the garden? There are tomatoes, carrots, pumpkins, cabbages, courgettes, and potatoes. And it says, yum. The harvested tomatoes are red and ripe, and look inside the fruit. It looks like a vegetable. It's a tomato, it's a fruit. You ready? Ta-da! The tomato is full of seeds, and each seed can grow a new tomato plant. Some tomato seeds are saved, and they can become new plants. The rest of the tomatoes are chopped up and put in salads. The vegetable garden will grow until autumn, and in spring it will be time to sow the seeds again, to replant them. And that is the last page. How cool is that X-ray book? I love it. I think all books should do that. Right, now I said I was going to show you a little bit around my garden. So down here is my teeny tiny veggie patch. So inside here you can see I've got growing some red onions. And there's another one here just about to come out. It's just sprouting. This one is doing particularly well. Now it does look quite dry today, so when the light's off it, I think I'll give it a bit more of a water. And there's some more growing just here. So a bit like the potatoes and the carrots in the story, you can't actually see the onions growing on top because they'll be growing underneath the soil. But we can see where they're sprouting above. But I have planted something else that is growing above the soil. I've run out of room in there, so they're inside this plant pot. Now, it's quite crowded in here, which probably wasn't a very good idea because they like space to grow. But if I move some of these leaves out of the way, perhaps you can make a prediction. What do you think these are? Now, it's so sunny, I can't even see on my screen if I'm showing you anything, or just leaves. But can you see down here? Pointed my little finger. At the end of my little finger there is a very green looking strawberry. So hopefully soon, when they're ready, they will turn red and I will know they're ripe and ready to eat. So that's what I've got growing in my garden, and if anything grows or gets ready to be harvested and eaten, I'll film it and show you. Hope you enjoyed it.